poor girl. But it's not possible. Since he's been here before, I feel like he's here as a monster. Every hour I get up, every hour I can't sleep.
Nadia has been in shock ever since her first cousin, Youssef Lakhdar Batoug, was indicted for the murder of his wife. Her name was Assia. Her body was found cut into pieces.
I can assure you it's shattering. You can't imagine. When I saw them with his little one, I said to him, Youssef, it would be nice if you and your wife could come and have a meal together, and then wait for it to come from him. I can't believe it. I really can't.
Monday the 13th of February, au Buttes Chaumont, one of the biggest parks in Paris. Around 2:30 p.m., a gardener discovers the horror. Near this guard post, next to this playground, he spotted a rubbish bag under a pile of leaves and branches. A nauseating smell emanated from it. Inside, a woman's bust and thighs. The park is immediately evacuated, then cordoned off. Crime Squad investigators methodically searched the 25 hectares. The next day, on the disused railroad tracks running through the park, the police found the rest of the body, scattered in several other rubbish bags. Thanks to these fingerprints, the victim was identified. 46-year-old Assia Matoug had been missing for 2 weeks. Who could have blamed her? And why such a relentless pursuit of this seemingly unremarkable mother? Unemployed for 7 months, Assia looks after her 3 children, now aged 17, 14, and 8. She also volunteers for several self-help associations. For the past 10 years, the family has lived in Montreuil, a suburb of Paris, in this HLM tower on the 11th floor. Her cousin Haidar remembers Asia's smile and benevolence.
She exudes a positive energy that attracts people. She's someone who loves life, who loves going out. She really was, as they say, a hearty eater. She's not someone who runs away. She's not someone who abandons her children. She wouldn't have left without giving any news, without telling anyone.
And yet on Tuesday, January 31st, Assia disappeared. The day before, she had dinner at home with her family. It was the last time her children saw her alive. 4 days later, Youssef Lakhdar, her husband, went to the police station and filed a police report. He declares,
I haven't heard from my wife. She's a dealer, so she comes home late at night and gets up early in the morning. But she didn't come home on Tuesday night. Her phone is switched off. There's no reason why she should have left.
An investigation is underway. To the police officer, the husband claims to have called Assia relentlessly, contacted hospitals, and traveled to Paris to look for her. On social networks, Youssef Lakhdar shares his distress.
It's been 10 days since me and the kids have heard from you. I haven't been able to sleep for 10 days.
But his grief doesn't convince his in-laws. Cousin Haidar points out the inconsistencies in Youssef Lakhdar's statements on the day his wife disappeared.
He told the police that he had called her several times on Tuesday evening, whereas he tells us that he had fallen asleep at 11 p.m. and didn't know whether she'd come home or not. So my father had his suspicions right from the start, from the first day he called her.
Mohammed, Haidar's father is Asia's uncle. When he learned of the disappearance, this retired man contacted the husband. He took notes of their conversations. He asked him about the day of the disappearance and was surprised that it had taken him 4 days to alert the authorities.
I didn't leave him alone. I called him. Morning, afternoon, and evening, I told him, tell me about it. He said, I came home at night, I fell asleep. And my mom didn't come home. You got up in the morning. Did you find him? No, I couldn't find him. I told her, good. And the night before? What about the night before that? What did you do during those days? He kills himself. His children, they get up in the morning, in the evening. Where's mom? He tells her a story. He told them she's at a sick colleague's house. She's helping her. She's coming over. He's weak. I see him weak and unsettled.
When, a few days later, Asia's body is found in Buttes Chaumont, Youssef Lagdar's cousin Nadia is surprised by his detachment.
I told him, Youssef, I learned about this tragedy with Asia. I'm so upset for you and your children. Please, Youssef, give us some news. And then he says, thank you, Nadia, my sister. The kids are fine. I'll deal with it. I promise I'll call you back. Yes, I was surprised. We don't talk to each other like that. It could have been, I don't know, a long message, but it was brief. Afterwards, we say to each other, it's him, it's not him. I didn't think it was... I had doubts.
Doubts. The investigators from the Criminal Investigation Department, who questioned those close to her at length, also had their doubts. Contrary to her husband's statements, Asia did not leave her home on Tuesday, January. She does not appear on the home surveillance videos. Her husband's phone records show that he made no attempt to call her, nor to contact the hospitals, and that he never went to Paris to find her. A neighbor also recalls a heated argument between the couple in late January.
I heard like an argument, that's it, a couple arguing, which is to say I've never really heard an argument in the neighborhood. Then there was a bit of shouting. So I got the impression that it wasn't just a normal argument, like a fight almost. In any case, well, it was getting a bit heated, I must say, and then total silence.
A month after the disappearance, 2 weeks after the body was found, Youssef Lagdar was taken into police custody. He confessed to strangling his wife after an argument, and then chopped her up in the kitchen of their apartment on the night of January 31st. He says he then took her body in a shopping cart by bus to Les Buttes Chaumont. Youssef Lagdar explains that he wanted Asia to be laid to rest in one of Paris's most beautiful parks. He says he wanted her body to be discovered. Married to Asia for 20 years, Youssef Lagdar is described as a caring man, devoted to his wife and the education of their children. In Montreuil, he runs a small business specializing in floor coverings, based in this small pavilion. But in 2021, his company went bankrupt. The father of the family then had to get by on odd jobs as a fishmonger in a supermarket and as a butcher. Lately, he had been on sick leave. According to Asia's uncle, debts had accumulated in the household and the marriage had turned sour.
He doesn't have any money. I don't know how many months. They haven't paid the rent. They haven't paid their taxes. The workman. One day she says a workman wanted to break down the door. He was shouting. She'd had enough. She decided to divorce. That's it, she's made a final decision.
On the night of the argument, would Assia have told him of her intention to divorce? Would her husband have resented her leaving him? Youssef Lagdar Matoug, indicted for murder of his spouse, is incarcerated at the Santé prison in Paris. His lawyer, who refused to answer our questions, denies any premeditation in the press.
My client has always denied that he intended to kill his wife. There was no violence between the couple. On the night of the incident, he was unable to tell his children that their mother's death was his fault.
Antoine Horry, lawyer for the victim's family, denounces this line of defense.
They find it hard to believe that something so crazy could have been improvised. It's quite dramatic, so for them, no, this line of defense, they don't accept it at all. And they are determined to demonstrate that we are very probably not in a murder as he has been indicted for, but in an assassination.
Say I strangled her, but I didn't want her to die. I cut her up, but I wanted her to be found. I hid her in a park, but I wanted someone to come and arrest me. It's all a strain of what he did.
Today, Asia's family is waiting for her body to be recovered for burial in her native Algeria. Her husband, who remains presumed innocent, faces life imprisonment